quartermaster of the Essex militia, and was among the few merchants to extend credit to George Washington's beleaguered troops during their Sentinel winter at Valley Forge. When Isaac died in 1788, the New Jersey Journal opined that the public had lost a respectful citizen and the church a liberal benefactor. Isaac's last son and ninth child, Jacob, devoted his life to the young republic. He published the Newark Gazette, championed the Federalist Party cause of a strong central government, and attracted a wide readership. President John Adams once praised the Gazette's intelligence, information, accuracy, and elegance. At home, Jacob wed Mary Wheeler, the daughter of an infamous revolutionary, Captain Caleb Wheeler, and broke from a generations-old pattern of New Jersey living, settling in the heart of Lower Manhattan in a house on Broad Street at the southwest corner of Washington Square. He joined the New Jersey militia during the War of 1812 and died while bivouacked at Camptown, near Newark. At the time, his three children were 15, 12, and 5 years old. For a moment, the Admiral's lineage teetered on the brink of destitution, at a time when few social structures protected the innocents left behind after death stole the family provider. Then it soared to new heights. Jacob's 5-year-old son, Charles, was raised by his uncle, William Halsey, a lawyer, judge, and longtime mayor of Newark. Emulating him, Charles first practiced law, but later turned to God and the New York Theological Seminary. Ordained a deacon, his uncle's good name gained a sinecure at one of America's most prestigious pulpits, New York's Trinity Church. In 1838, Charles married a beautiful young congregant, Eliza Gracie King, who was the daughter of Charles King, which made her the granddaughter of Rufus King. Rufus King had been among the early republic's great servants. His signature adorns the Constitution. He served as one of New York's original senators, was the first U.S. ambassador to England, was the Federalist candidate for president in 1816, and, as either senator or diplomat, served through the administrations of the first 6 chief executives, a record equaled only by the 6th president himself, John Quincy Adams. When he died in 1827, King's substantial estate of $140,000 owed much to both his own capacities and his happy marriage to Mary Alsop, who was the daughter of the wealthy New York merchant John Alsop. If Rufus King did not occupy quite the same plateau as George Washington or Thomas Jefferson or James Madison, he was nonetheless foremost in the second rank of political figures in the early days of the Republic. His son Charles was no slouch either. He married Eliza Gracie, bringing yet more distinction to the family line because her father was the rich entrepreneur Archibald Gracie, whose home in later years became the New York mayor's official residence. From there, Charles earned his own prominence as a hero in the Great Fire of 1835, when he organized a makeshift fire brigade to save a large residential district, undoubtedly saving scores of lives and businesses. He published and edited the New York American, developing a reputation as a scholarly editor and a finished writer before merging the paper with the Courier and Enquirer in 1845. King then became the president of Columbia College, serving from 1849 to 1864, and overseeing the establishment of schools for law and medicine and the university's move from Park Place to Madison Avenue. He wrote 2 books and was a director of the Bank of New York and a frequent speaker at civic events. Widely known around town as Charles the Pink due to his flamboyant dress, he retired in 1864 and moved to Italy, where a son served as U.S. ambassador in Rome. He died in 1867, 2 years before his grandson William Halsey, the Admiral's father, entered the Naval Academy at Annapolis. It was Charles King's daughter, Eliza Gracie, named after her mother, who married Charles Halsey. After honing his pastoral skills as deacon at Trinity Church, Charles Halsey became the rector of Christ Church and, with Eliza, raised a family. They had 4 daughters and 2 sons, in that order: Eliza Gracie, again, Mary, Emily, Esther, Charles Henry, and William Francis. Mary died as a young child, but the 5 other siblings lived with their parents in the very heart of Manhattan at 9 East 18th Street. On May 2, 1855, while inspecting a Christ Church construction project overlooking Union Square,